Bottoms up to you all.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. We are the other sisters-in-law, but we call ourselves, we're close like sisters, I personally think.
I just
And
think it's
we're,
really important, Tina, to be close to your family. It's a really important way to take care of yourself.
our husbands are brothers, and that is a bond that is almost as close, honestly, as any, in my opinion. Anyway, we're here with Bottoms Up, our television show and love letters to the viewers of the greater Cedar Rapids area and beyond. Yeah.
Yeah. Tina, I'm so glad you brought that up. In this show, as you all know, I'm sure you tune in week after week. We do have a few fans. We drink some alcohol and just answer your questions, just like you would with your family. We want you to feel comfortable. We want you to feel at home here, okay? So
almost as if like you were married to like one of our husband's brothers also.
Oh,
yeah. Just like that.
Just like that, yeah. Thank you, Tina, yeah. So we do have some questions we've taken in advance. Also, if you're watching, feel free to, leave a comment with your questions. The producers will pass it along. Nothing is off the table. I think that's important to say, Tina. Nothing is off the table.
I totally agree. We are open books over here, and might I add that we are progressive women. We are not afraid. We are not shy about the vulva. We are not shy.
And we know the difference between a vulva and a vagina, and it's important to us that all of our friends, new viewers, they know the same. Yeah, really.
I see that we have several questions already coming in from the audience, which is so heartening to know that there's even somebody watching, because like, golly, sometimes there isn't,
Yeah. Well, Tina, why don't you pick one of the questions that speaks to you, and we'll just jump right in. And of course, later we will be giving out the Unicorn Award for Best Question, as usual.
Of course. The absolute unicorn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like one time I gave myself the Unicorn Award and Dion got really mad, but I just felt like, why not once, but it's fine.
Well, let's speak to that, Tina, because as you know, if you watch the show, my motto is just treat yourself. It's about self-care. It's about taking care of yourself. Set those boundaries, run those baths, girls. You know what I mean? But while I'm a big fan of celebrating the self, I think that this show is not just about Tina and me. It's about all of you. And it's great that Tina did that the once, but we won't be doing that anymore.
It could be about Tina though, like one time, like it could just be like Tina, like one time is the unicorn, but that's not the case. Anyway, so a question that speaks to me because it came in earliest, which to me, I am an early bird gets the worm kind of girl, is should I retire early? And if so, how can I pay my bills? Well, I'll take first crack at it and then I'll say, probably not, you lazy sluggard. Like cleanliness is next to godliness, and next to cleanliness, it's a productivity. That's what God loves. And might I also add, idle hands make something about the devil. So something to think about. Not that we're a religious group. We're not. That's not our jam. Our jam is free spirited, but it's more like the principle of like, what would a unicorn do? And I don't see a unicorn lazing about in the forest, just hanging out, enjoying life and not like working.
Don't you though? Like I just see a unicorn as basking in what's good, being magical force, and maybe you don't know how to pay your bills, and maybe you didn't save, and maybe you're ready to retire. And, everybody like my sister Tina is probably going to tell you, listen, you're stupid and that was a bad idea. But
well, I'm sorry, Dion.
I know, Tina, I think we all know how you feel, but I'm just here to say that, like, if you don't like that job, then retire. I'm going to say it, fucking retire. Okay, fucking retire. How are you going to pay the bills? Well, you could start an Etsy store. I'm sure you're good at something. Make something with your free time, because like Tina said, idle hands are the devil's work. So
I'm sorry, but have you ever seen a poor unicorn? Because I have never once seen a unicorn that was not in the funds, okay? They don't run around just like just like whatever. Like they're not grifters, you know? Like some people are grifters, like some people like make bad choices and then come to rely on the charity of their family, and it's very bad.
Yeah, and there's a reason why a unicorn has one horn, and a unicorn award is the award we give out here because a unicorn stands alone.
It really does. It
It
really
really does. Thank you so much, Tina. Why don't I choose a question that we received earlier in the week? Now, Karen Baker would like to know, is it possible to recreate the instant girl gang that happened in Girl Scouts and or brownies when I'm a grown-ass woman?
Is this for sexual reasons? I just want to clarify on the
Oh, Tina, I think she's more talking about like what you and I have.
like just the camaraderie that we
Yeah.
have, like the closeness of the bond that we're spiritual sisters, even if we did not come from the same mother.
Yeah, but like instantly, like add water, or in our case, bottoms up.
Well, I would say that probably you have the right idea there, Dion. I think that the number one most magical ingredient is, of course, the good stuff.
The elixir of life. And that's how you do it, Karen. So thank you so much for calling in.
I do also recommend crafting. Group crafting is like, have you ever sat with a table full of grown women and just like used an embroidery hoop? It'll be the time of your life.
Yeah, I have. And let me tell you something. You will have some of the dirtiest conversations you have ever had.
Oh my God, that's when you told me about,
Embroidery. Yeah.
yeah, that there are some things that we cannot even, not even to our fans, our loyal fans, can we disclose.
I got goosebumps about that moment, Tina, but I think it's going to have to stay just here, just right here.
I'll say this, the next question kind of makes me PO'd, and I don't want to be a jerk about it because I understand that we are all human, right? And unfortunately not mystical creatures with horns gallivanting around in a forest, but I forgot Valentine's Day. How should I make it up to my wife? Have you been living under a rock? There's a lot of hints about Valentine's Day coming up pretty much everywhere.
I'm just going to tell you one of the things I love most about Tina and about doing the show with Tina is that Tina speaks the truth. Okay? Tina speaks the truth. It's the same fucking day every year, even if you forget your anniversary. Okay? This is something that's been going on your whole life. Please excuse
Your whole life. There is like literally impossible to look at any calendar or day planner and not see it scribbled in there, Valentine's Day. I have never once looked at a calendar on February 14th and not been alerted to the fact. Oh God, oh sweetheart.
When somebody forgets about you on a day that celebrates love, it's just, it really just touched me, Tina, and I feel so blessed to have a sister-in-law like you because I know that you make sure that Joe is prepared for all of our holidays, and I make sure that Chris is prepared for all of your holidays.
I did find it interesting that you made plans with Chris yesterday, but that's fine. I'm glad you guys got to spend some quality time. I did miss him, but Joe and I played darts in the cave, the gender neutral cave in our homes, and that was fine.
Yeah. And by the way, if you don't have a gender neutral cave, you need a room in your home where you can go and take off the heavy, wet, woolen cloak that is gender, okay? It oppresses all of us, and everyone needs a place to live.
You know what I like to do? I like to get in there and I like to just belch from the middle of my diaphragm, because why is that traditionally associated with masculinity? I don't get it, and I refuse to get it.
I refuse to get it, yeah. And I like to go in there and just eat phallic foods with reckless abandon and not feel like anyone's staring at me.
I enjoy, actually, I stare at
eat
you.
a hot dog or like a carrot, and it's fine in public. But as a woman, I can't eat hot dogs when people are looking at me.
I mean, you look fantastic when you're eating a hot dog, so I don't know why that's a concern, but to each their own, I guess. But it's a light you could shine on the world, and you choose not to. So.
Okay. Well, Tina, we're 10 minutes in. Let me see your drink. Where are we here?
I am almost at the bottom of my glass, and might I add, luckily for me, I have brought the whole bottle. I am not afraid to drink it all. In the name of the truth.
in the name of the truth, in the name of the Lord, and whatever you believe in. So cheers, Tina. To this is a non-religious show. We need that for our public funding. So let me just
Yes, absolutely 100% non-denominational. Also, I at least was technically born Jewish. I don't know anything about it other than I love it. So there you have it.
we don't discriminate.
We don't discriminate at all.
Right
Now it's time for a segment that we like to call 5 things. Now, this may seem like not self-explanatory, but what we're going to be doing is listing 5 things in a certain category. Today's category is things to do if you forgot Valentine's Day.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, number 1. Apologize fucking profusely.
Profusely. I mean, you could not do it enough, in my opinion. You couldn't do it enough if you did it until the day you died, probably.
Yes, and if you are not on the floor, you are doing it wrong, okay?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Find
Spend some money. I'm sorry, I know you were going, Tina. I know you wanted to say it, but like, pull out your wallet and buy some motherfucking gifts because you have fucked up, okay? You want to know how to make it up to her? Go big.
Now, number 3 might come as a surprise to you, but I think you're going to find that it's incredibly effective, and that is to purchase a specialized greeting from myself and Dion on Cameo.com. We give thoughtful, nuanced greetings in under 20 seconds, and they are personalized for the individual that you specify in the comments.
Yeah, and I know that this is a show for adults who are families, so I'm just going to say it, orgasms, okay?
Oh, that's 4. Yeah.
While you're on the floor, while you're on your knees, give the lady what she needs. That's what we like to say around here. So
now, okay, let's be fair though. Reason number 5 or thing number 5, because we don't know, we're assuming it was a lady. We did well, yeah, because ladies could also be married.
well,
It's time.
I think they said, how should I make it up to my wife?
Fair enough, but what if it's 2 wives?
Well, we don't know. Could be cis, could be trans, could be anything.
Could be anything. So let's say this. Number 5 is just head to toe, cover whoever in kisses, and just say, you know what? Mea culpa, put me in love jail, handcuff me. That's what I said. Those are the magic words for my lover. I say handcuff me because I'm in lover jail. And that honestly, that fixes the whole problem pretty much.
I love to handcuff my lovers. I think, the rush is intense. So
we have very different love lives, it seems like.
Yeah, but Tina, I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to veto that and call it like 1A, because 1 is apologize profusely. And I think that lover jail, as we do it as a component, at least in my marriage, is, it's a component of that. So for number 5, I'm going to say, make all her meals for a week.
But what if that person has work and cannot?
Yeah, it's called meal prep. Meal prep. Have you heard they're doing it in the big cities now?
Like bigger than Cedar Rapids?
Well, I think it's what we would call leftovers.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You're saying give them some cold cuts and some bread and
the American cheese in the plastic wrap. It makes a nice to go cheese plate, because what I'm saying is it's already wrapped to go.
What about this? How about this? This is a fancy one, but what about if we addendum and say as reason or idea 5C is aphrodisiacs, what's it called? Oysters are one of those, or chocolate, strawberries.
Hot dogs?
Hot dogs for me, yeah, for sure.
I go to a barbecue and there's a hot dog. Okay, I'm just going to tell you this. Joe's going to have a good time in the bathroom.
I have seen her eat a hot dog so many times, and it is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And the fact that she will not share that with the world is
it's private.
It's mind-boggling.
It's private.
I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, look.
I'd like to take a break here because we have been doing this show. Now we're halfway through this show, and we've had several questions we collected beforehand, but only a few written in during the show. And if you were watching the show, I know that there are more of you watching the show than have written in. So what we're taking now is topics for our next segment. Our next segment where we give you our thoughts on a topic. So whatever topic it is, it doesn't have to be a question, okay? If you want to know cleaning supplies, if you want to know how we feel about skyscrapers, if you want to know what wine we're drinking, please write in, give us your topics. We're going to do 60 seconds a topic at the next segment. Okay, now let's go to our next question. Tina,
Because we have a lot of ideas. I just want to say that, you know, Dion, I gotta say we have ideas, and they can go on I could go on the record about pretty much anything, because I am experienced in this world. I have lived, okay?
You have lived
Time
it.
I
Yeah,
made
I'm
myself a
surprised that you're
shawl.
not drinking a little bit more, because I'm going to get through this bottle during the show and you're just,
Okay, I'm sorry if I am slacking. I was just trying to say to everybody that one time I knit myself a shawl collar sweater, which I don't know if you know is the most sophisticated of all sweater knit patterns. So I know what's up and I understand a lot about a lot. All right, the next question is as follows. Why does online dating suck so much? When I was on farmersonly.com, it was just a fucking disaster for me. I won't lie to you. Everybody I met said that they had interest in farming, but did not have any anchorage whatsoever.
that
It was
question drives
awful.
me to drink, Tina. Okay, like, ooh, I've had some experiences. Okay, I've had some experiences. There is a story about a man who had trained his dog to do some things.
No, we said we would not.
I know that we said that, Tina, but it is imprinted. I cannot unsee and unread what that man wrote to me. And
The answer then is just that it's a window into the human identity, that people are fucking dark out there. They're dark, Dion.
this is a topic we cover a lot, isn't it, Tina? And I think in all of our time talking about this, the most important thing that we've learned is just to be true to yourself. You know, if something doesn't feel right, don't do it unless not feeling right turns you on, and then do whatever the fuck you want.
I mean, the one thing to know is this, like, if you send somebody a completely different picture than what you look like, remember that if you ever meet up, they are going to be surprised, and golly, they're going to be mad. They're going to be mad, and rightfully so. Because I have gotten in trouble before.
I'm just saying, if you're 10 years out of college, maybe pictures of you in college are not the way to go.
Why do people do that? I just don't understand it. If I was going to go for the fantasy element, I would just go for somebody else, which I have done, but I have never just sent an old picture of myself, probably because I have only gotten better with age, like a fine wine.
This is so true, Tina, my sister. You have only gotten better with age. And I think while we're on this topic, what we are talking about here is being honest. Okay.
Honesty.
And being honest starts with being honest with yourself. So I would ask you, dear listener, dear caller, dear writer in, whatever, however you reach us.
Yeah.
What are you seeking to get from online dating, and how are you creating that for yourself?
Because I do not recommend that farmers only. I would say, honestly, I would use a bigger site with a bigger base of people, like eHarmony, or what else are the kids using? Plenty of Fish.
You know, I even spent a spell on JDate. I'm just gonna say it. You gotta.
Oh my gosh, JDate. I love that JDate, but the Cedar Rapids JDate population is not robust.
Minimal.
Okay, we've got some topics for our topic segment, 60 seconds.
Well, I think we need to take one more question first. We do have a question for one of our watchers right now. An essential aspect of
parking in the city.
I feel like we're missing the beginning of this question.
I do feel like we are missing the beginning of this question.
This is a partial question, so we're going to move on. Please write in your full question, but we're going to move on to segments. Let me set my timer, okay? And then I'm going to dish out the first segment to you. Are you ready? 60 seconds on the clock. I would like to know what you think of red hot dogs.
Okay. One, hot dogs are just so incredibly erotic. I have honestly found myself fixated on them for a long time, but especially ever since that 4th of July barbecue that we were both at, and you went for the one time you ate them in public, and it was just like, it broke my brain. It broke it. You want me to do more? Okay, let me tell you some things I enjoy on hot dogs. One, I enjoy fucking only ketchup, and I don't care what you have to say, City of Chicago, about that. That is not my problem that you have some weird bias, because let me tell you something, ketchup tastes phenomenal on a hot dog, and there is nothing else to be said or done about it. Also, might I add that I don't understand why we had to choose like the long tube of meat that we did as the encasement for it. Why did we choose that? Like, who was the inventor of hot dogs and what were they hiding from themselves?
That's so true. That's so true. All right, thank you so much. Your time is up. Um, what else do we have today, Tina?
We've got wine glasses and pet names. So you can choose of those two of your 60 seconds and then we'll do the other one. And then
Because
we'll
I
see.
have very, very strong feelings on pet names. Okay. And
Okay.
specifically as it relates to pet names you use in the bedroom and whether or not you can use them outside. Now, I used to have a neighbor, as we all know, Rebecca, and Rebecca would call her partner daddy. Now, that's fine, but what she would do is she would go in public and she would pass it off like it was the dog's daddy, right? So she'd be like, talk to the dog and she'd be like, let's ask daddy if we could go for a walk. And I'm just like, Rebecca, you don't have to do that here, okay? You can just, like, this is your home and I'm your neighbor and I will love you and I will accept you however you are. And if he is your daddy and you call him daddy, or her, I'm not saying the gender of my
Rebecca.
partner, we are open-minded, but just embrace it, Rebecca. Okay, if your pet name is naughty in nature and you're gonna use it in public, don't pawn it off on the fucking dog. Be an adult.
That's excellent. We've got 5 minute red light, so we gotta get to I think we've got two more questions, and I think one of them is slightly offensive, and that's should I ever fly less than first class? No. What is your life worth to you?
What a unicorn flying coach.
I've never seen a broke unicorn in coach, and let me tell you something else. There's not enough leg room. There's not enough leg room for a peanut.
And you know what? By the time you're done paying for the champagne, you might as well have just flown first class. The alcohol is free.
And now a secondary question, and one that I find almost like too kind because
Why
it's such
would
a
you need
good
it? Because
opportunity.
why would you need it? I'm sorry, I'm not going to say anything in advance of the question.
Does Cedar Rapids have another good source of advice? For which I would say, yes, our husbands do a public access show on Thursdays called Bro Down. And
If you want to know something that is not something Tina or I have addressed properly, let me recommend Bro Down to you because they're real brothers. It's not like toxic masculinity is not the underpinning of this show, even though it's a play on the name. Okay. It is warm, it is lighthearted, but it is also serious in the most intensive ways.
Dan, were you trying to cast light on the fact that we are not actually sisters, that they're real brothers? Because that hurts me. Because for me, honestly, I feel as if I was holding you, embracing you in my arms as a sister from the womb, even if that was not true.
No, Tina, I can't believe you would say that. First of all, there is no truer form of sistership than the one you choose. Okay. And we both know that here. We love each other. But I just want to say one more source of advice that has gone unsaid, as you can tell, even though we don't talk about it on this show. Tina, the Lord. The Lord.
We will not specify who that Lord is. It could be Cthulhu. That
Any
is
Lord.
fine. We are
Shiva.
into that.
Yeah, whatever, whoever your Lord is, or the non-Lord. If you don't Lord, we'll say the unlord.
You know what? Let's just say that it could be the nebulous space that intersperses every one of your fingers and toes, okay? That is the Lord, if you want
Now,
it.
before we go, I want to take one quick question. We're going to take a question that answers in a single sentence. This question comes from Brandon Martin. It is, why do white men get such a bad rap?
Oh man, we can't start on that. That's impossible. Why?
Yeah, no, just a one sentence answer.
Don't give enough.
Yeah, I'm going to say you had it too easy.
That's right. That's also
Yeah.
true.
So you can't identify with basically anyone else alive.
But does it make us like you any less? No, we're all friends here. Okay? We are. You should give more and be a little bit less entitled, maybe. Thank you.
I like them a little bit less.
Cedar Rapids and greater area of the world, we love you so much.
Oh, wait. What is your vote for the Unicorn Award, Tina?
I thought the one that was only a half question about parking wins, because what is that?
Well, I did go back and read it. The producer said that it was about whether or not you can call dibs for parking. So what I'm going to do is just say that's a producer problem. And I think the best question of the night is, should I ever fly less than first class?
I always get overruled in this regard. I feel like, again, I will just award the Unicorn Award to myself in my heart.
Okay, so once again, we don't agree.
Love you, Cedar Rapids. Love you,
Good night,
my
Cedar
sister.
Rapids. You're a part of our family, as fucked up as it might be sometimes.
Thank you.
Bye.
We love you.
Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around.
Ooh, honestly, I was enlightened. A lot of that advice I'm going to take to heart and really put forth an effort in my life. I think y'all probably have the #1 show in Cedar Rapids, and I've never been there, and I will contest to that. Give it up again for Bottoms Up. That concludes another night of improv. But don't you worry, there's more improv this week. So definitely stick around. Go to howourimprov.com. Follow us on Facebook, on Instagram to kind of keep up what's coming up this week. And everyone have a good evening, night, or morning, wherever you are.
I wanna be with you.